It's hot, it's electric, you can't stop thinking about them. You feel high when they text, you feel sick when they don't. The sex, intense, addictive, like nothing else. You say it's chemistry, destiny, soulmate energy, but deep down, you know it's something else. Because after the high comes the crash. Every single time. Here's the question no one asks. Is this sexual chemistry, or is it emotional addiction dressed up as desire? So let's have a look at the psychology briefly. And let's strip this right back. Real chemistry feels exciting, but also safe. There's connection, rhythm, warmth, and grounding. But emotional addiction? That's chaos. It feels urgent, unstable, uncontrollable. And here's the twist. You mistake the intensity for intimacy, the highs and lows for passion, the drama for depth. Why? Because it mirrors your past. And for many, this dynamic begins in childhood. You were taught love equals unpredictability, that closeness equals inconsistency, and that if you worked hard enough, earned it, endured the pain, then maybe, just maybe, you'd get the love you craved. And now, you've wired your body to respond to emotional function, sexual heat. It's not chemistry, it's trauma nostalgia. This isn't a love story, it's a drug cycle. You get the hit, the sex, the attention, the validation, and for a moment, you're flying. Then they pull away, they go cold, they ignore you, and the withdrawal kicks in. You spiral, you ache, you chase, until they come back, and boom, another hit. But here's the truth. You're not in love with them. You're addicted to the relief that comes after, the pain. It's not romance, it's regulation, and your nervous system is paying the price. So let's take a look at what it really looks like. You're still not sure which one you're in. Here's emotional addiction in disguise. You feel euphoric with them and empty without them. The sex feels powerful, but emotionally, you're starving. You constantly crave reconnection after conflict. You mistake anxiety for enrichment, and you feel more bonded after every argument, not less. That's not chemistry, that's a cortisol loop. And it keeps you hooked, not because it's good, but because it's familiar. So let's look at some solutions of how to break the loop and recognize real chemistry. Firstly, ask yourself, is this attraction or withdrawal release? This is the acid test. Does the connection feel consistent and clear, or are you obsessed with the relief you get when they finally show up? If you're only calm when they reappear, that's not love, that's nervous system regulation via another person. That's dependency. You don't crave them, you crave not feeling anxious. Secondly, track the pattern, not the passion. Passion can be created through chaos. That doesn't make it healthy. Ask yourself, is there a cycle? Do we always go from hot to cold to hotter again? Does emotional pain make the sex feel more intense? Write it down. Look at it like data, because once you see the loop, you can stop calling it love. Thirdly, rewire your nervous system to crave stability. This takes work, but it's everything. If your body is addicted to drama, calm will feel boring. You'll say, we didn't have chemistry, when really they just weren't emotionally unavailable enough to activate your wounds. So start small. Let kindness feel sexy, let peace feel exciting, and let safety feel hot. Your nervous system can learn, but only if you stop feeding it chaos. Then unpack what sex represents to you. Is sex a way to bond or a way to feel momentarily wanted? Ask yourself, do I use sex to get closeness? Do I feel anxious before and calm afterwards? Do I feel disconnected once it's over? If so, you're not having sex for pleasure. You're having sex to stop abandonment, and that's a trauma strategy, not an intimacy. Let sex become sacred again, not a transaction, not a trap, and not a test. And finally, learn the feel of real chemistry. It's subtle, not loud. Real chemistry doesn't scream, it hums. It's not built on fear or ego or uncertainty. It's steady, present and deep. Real chemistry builds slowly. It feels like being seen, not chased, held, not consumed, connected, not controlled. If it's destroying your peace, it's not passion, it's a pain on a loop. And in my closing comments, here's the hard truths. If the sex was great, but the rest is chaos, you're not in love, you're in a pattern. One that mimics love, but feeds on fear. One that floods your brain with chemicals, then drains you until you're crawling back for more. So stop calling it chemistry just because the fire is hot. And ask yourself, do I feel safe? Do I feel wanted or just used? Do I feel regulated afterwards or wrecked? You were not made to survive on scraps of affection just because the sex was addictive. Real connection doesn't hurt like withdrawal. It doesn't leave you anxious, insecure, or obsessed. Real chemistry is calm. It builds, it deepens, and it never makes you question your worth. So next time your body lights up like a fire alarm, pause. Ask yourself, am I turned on or just triggered?